Good evening, everyone.
I'm going to take the first 2 minutes. We understand there are a couple of you who are joining in today as a first day. Welcome to the second session. It's a 5 session series, and don't get too worried if you're not able to unmute yourself, or you're not able to send messages to your friends or see who else is joining other than you. That's all by design. I have one request. Please use chat for all conversations. Please refrain from using the Q&A tab to send us a hi or anything else. Q&A is question and answers. We would love if you leave your questions over there. It allows us to come back and answer your questions either during the session or post session. Today there are no surveys or polls, but I am sure there will be something coming up in the next session or thereafter. We have created a WhatsApp community. My colleague Shubham will share the link in the group. In case you have not joined the community, please do that. We have shared yesterday's recording in the group, so it's available. We will try and best that we can send today's recording to you as early as possible. It's going to come tomorrow. This is how the program would look like. Yesterday was May 25th. You will have your classes till 29th for design thinking. We will have evaluation thereafter. You don't need to worry. Vedant will explain it to you tomorrow. Vedant and Soma would explain that to you. Second onwards, you will get into your respective internships. You can go and check your schedule. It's slightly dynamic, so please don't complain if there's a slight change because the event has asked for it. Your final projects needs to be submitted before or on or before June 30th. We are assuming your school starts on 1st July. This is how the program looks like. We are already done with yesterday's class. Your sessions would be from 6 to 8, and the sixth session would be evaluation. The sixth session can be more than 1 days when you'll have to come and present. As in, there are so many of you, so it's not necessary for everyone to come on all days. But whenever you have your presentation, you will need to be there. The timings will be communicated to you individually. This is the weightage. You want to take a screenshot, please do that. I don't intend to inform this again. If it's required, I'll push it in the group. Your respective domain internship starts on between 2nd and 8th. Okay? Okay, your questions. Thank you so much for listening to that. You need 50% weightage, blah, blah, blah. And with that, I would request Shubham to take up and introduce the speakers. Sit back and enjoy, guys.
All right, guys. Good evening, everyone. I hope you all are doing well and great. We had a really great learning experience on day one of our design thinking portion of our internship. And welcome to day two. Uh, so, uh, so I won't gonna take much time. So you already know Vedant. So whoever is new, he's a guy who's is in industry for years and a renowned entrepreneur. Uh, I'll straight away put the ball in his basket. Please continue with that. You're unmute, please. Please go
Thank
continue.
you so much, Shubham, for this
Thank
introduction.
you.
I also have my colleague Soma ma'am also with us. So in case there are any challenges, she'll definitely be there to help us as well. So thank you so much, Soma ma'am, for joining. And as usual, thank you, Arun sir, for this initiative. So good evening, guys. This is day two of the journey that we are all on for design thinking. Again, we want to just remind all of you, for the ones who are joining in after yesterday, and for the new ones, please, whatever you have to write, whether there are questions or answers to my questions, put it in the webinar chat instead of the Q&A side. बिकॉज Q&A वाला बार बार खोल के चेक करने में टेक्स अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ टाइम एंड समटाइम्स आई मिस दैट. सो अ जेन्युइन रिक्वेस्ट दैट प्लीज स्टिक टू द वेबिनार चैट वाला जो बॉक्स है. Whatever you want to write, put it there. We did see it yesterday also that I was taking questions from there. I know I could not answer all of them, but surely will take as many as possible. Regarding, I can see that Arun sir has already highlighted regarding the assessment slash the project work that we will be doing at the end of this program. Please be a little patient. We will be talking about that tomorrow. We will not address it today. So don't worry about it. Make sure that you focus upon what we are going to learn today. उसके ऊपर focus करते हैं and talk about that rather than worrying about what is going to be the assignment, etc. That we will take care of. Don't worry. If you have understood the concepts, that will not be a problem at all. Okay. So before we start for designing again, we resume the sessions. Quickly, for the ones who attended yesterday's session, give me top three things that you liked about yesterday or you learned something that you will take home. Top three things, just three, not more than that. और एक साथ लिखना 1 2 3. एक एक करके लिखोगे मुझे दिखेगा नहीं आधे लोगों का. No, you can't say design thinking. Guys, don't write design thinking. That's the whole thing. You have not done design thinking, Abhi. But yeah, I can see empathy map coming in. Uh, I feel when. Nice. A lot of you spoke of I feel when. Maggie topic तो आना ही था. I knew Maggie is a favorite of all of us, for all of us. So वो तो आना ही था. Good. Good, guys. How to plan something. So, did we learn something new and something that you think we can implement in our day-to-day life? Because, see, guys, understand what we are doing here. I don't want it to be rote learning. I don't offer that as well whenever I conduct sessions or whenever you'll see Super Sathi doing any sort of sessions anywhere. Our objective is always to build certain skills that you and I can implement in day-to-day life. So, my only request to you guys would be that if you've liked the I feel when technique or the empathy map or both of them, please make sure that in the next 10, 15, 20 days, you start implementing this in your life. Why I'm saying this is if you do it right now for 3 or 4 or 5 times in the next 15 days, ना, वो आपके दिमाग में रह जाएगा as a concept for life. All right. So make sure that whatever you are learning, pick up three things from the session at least that you go back home and you practice or you implement it or put it to use in some walk of life. It need not necessarily be studies. It can be maybe in your hobbies. It can be if you're learning something, say for example, some co-curricular, someone is in sports, someone is in music, whatever. So आप उसमें वो implement करने की कोशिश करो. Try and understand. So I'll give you an example. For example, if you are learning to play guitar, okay, obviously you are going to play guitar for an audience as well. Sometimes you might want to play it for yourself. That's all right. But you will eventually, if you want to be good at that, you would want to have an audience that gets encapsulated by you. So the audience, you need to put audience at the forefront of the nucleus of your empathy map कि कौन सी ऑडियंस को क्या सुनने में इंटरेस्ट होगा या कौन सी ऑडियंस के लिए आप क्या बजाओगे सो दैट दे विल बी मोर रिसेप्टिव टू व्हाट यू वांट व्हाट यू आर प्लेइंग ऑन योर गिटार so that their engagement is higher and obviously then eventually the event will be good. So my idea is for you guys to start implementing it in at least 1 or 2 places immediately after these sessions. The moment you do that, one, you learn how to use this better, and two, you remember this concept for life. I don't believe in rote learning. I don't want rectification or for anything over here. I want you all to understand the nuances. Clear? So that's why whatever you like on that particular given day, please ensure that when you go back, you're implementing that in some place or the other in life. That will help you. Project में तो करना ही है, वो तो आएगा ही आएगा. ठीक है? So that's there. So I'll share my screen again like we did it yesterday, and we will move to the second step of design thinking, guys, which is defining the problem. For the ones who have joined in today, I will quickly tell you what design thinking is. Design thinking in a simple manner put together is nothing but a problem solving framework or a technique. It helps you decode problems in a systematic manner through 5 steps that are there on the screen. Okay. And helps you develop solutions that can help you resolve those problems for people. So whether you are in job, whether you're working on a certain hobby, whether you are in business, design thinking can be implemented everywhere. So it is area agnostic. It is agnostic of any industry. It can be used in any walk of life. So I know yesterday a lot of you were there that I'm getting into stock market internship. I'm getting into psychology, etc., etc. There are multiple internships that you all have chosen to take up. Design thinking can help you almost everywhere. So that's what we are going to talk about. Okay. So quickly, the 5 steps that we have is, hey, we have our empathize with the customer, empathize with the person for whom you are solving a particular problem. Empathizing basically means knowing to get them better, understanding how they feel about a situation, understanding what they see, what they hear on a regular basis. So basically, it is stepping into their shoes rather than making a solution from your perception, making it on the basis of what they perceive and feel in life. Step two is, now that you have known them better, define a particular problem that you are going to solve for that cohort and be laser sharp, laser focus on the problem that you're defining. बहुत सारी चीजें एक साथ करोगे कुछ भी नहीं कर पाओगे. If you go for one thing and just kill it, that's what your focus should be on. Once you have defined the problem, you move to the third step where you ideate. That is, you create possible solutions, ideas for solutions that will help you resolve the problem that you're defined in step two. Once you have created your ideas, move into a prototype. That is, basically do a pilot, create a small model or a mini version of your solution, and then finally test that with your users and see if they're liking it, not liking it, what feedback they have. Clear? That's what the 5 steps of design thinking are. All right. Now, we did the first step yesterday where we understood how to empathize with your potential customer. And we did 2 frameworks over there, guys. One is the empathy map, and the other one is I feel when. Okay, I feel when. These 2 frameworks basically help you understand your potential customer better, understand their emotions, understand what they're going through, and that will then help us define the problems we are trying to solve. Clear? So now let's move forward to the second step, which is defining. That is, what is the problem? What is the problem that you are going to come to or deductively address, that this is the problem I'm going to solve for this particular cohort जिसका हमने empathy map बनाया है या जिसके साथ हमने I feel when framework use किया. All right. So how do you how do you define a problem? First things first, guys. Not all problems are worth solving. हर प्रॉब्लम के लिए आपको सोल्यूशन निकालने की जरूरत नहीं है. A real problem is one that affects people on a regular basis. It causes some sort of friction, some sort of uneasiness or frustration in the people, and hence it makes them feel stuck or unsatisfied. That is very important for you to address. And iske liye I will give you one framework right now. But remember, I saw someone ask me yesterday that, sir, how do we know which problem to solve? Yeah, how do we know if the problem we are solving is the right one or not? And the answer to that is the 3 question problem filter, guys. The 3 question problem filter. The first question is, the problem I'm trying to think of, is it going to affect more than one person? Sometimes what happens is, it may be a problem, but it may be a problem only for a few people. Hence, it's not a big enough problem that you need to put your head to, or put your brains on to solve it to make it a business. So if it's just your issue, it might be a personal irritation, but not a market opportunity. तो अगर बहुत कम जनों के लिए वो प्रॉब्लम है तो इसका मतलब इट्स नॉट अ बिग अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर यू गाइस. ऑलराइट. In business parlance, in the Shark Tank terminologies, it's called the TAM, that total addressable market. अगर ज्यादा लोगों को वो प्रॉब्लम फेस करना पड़ रहा है तो that's a huge market and potentially a strong one for you to enter into. But if the TAM is only small, if it's going to only hamper say 1,000 people in the whole country, probably it's not a big enough problem for you to put your heads on. All right. Second question. Does it happen regularly or repeatedly? A good problem to solve for will be something that happens on a regular basis, because फिर आपको repeatable customers मिलेंगे, repeated sales मिलेंगी. It won't be a one time thing. It won't be a one time thing. Bhavya, taking your question in the middle, nice question. You've asked a very nice question. This means, are we ignoring minorities? Yes and no, both, guys. You have to understand, that's where the challenge lies. Sometimes, even if a problem is genuine, but a lot of people are not ready to pay for it, you are unable to solve for it as a solution through a business proposition. उस केसेस में काफी जगह पे आपके एनजीओज आते हैं जिनका नॉट फॉर प्रॉफिट मोटिव होता है एंड दे वांट टू हेल्प देम, दैट्स फाइन. But I'm talking about a possible business opportunity. Probably that might not be a huge opportunity. And that's why, if you see, there are so many things that are being built and innovations happening, but a lot of it is not catering to certain sections of the society because वहां पे वो work नहीं करता. I'll give you a very simple example. And think of it. Do we have any left-handers or people whose dominant hand is the left hand in the group? Do we have someone here? Just give me a thumbs up. Left-handers, खाना पहनना, सब कुछ left hand. I'm not talking of ambidextrous people. I'm talking of left-handers. Now now you all will be able to relate to this issue. Coming to the people who are dominantly right-handed. Dominantly right-handed. आप जब zip लगाते हो jacket का, you put it like this in general. That's how it is made. Have you ever thought the people who are left-handed उनके लिए वो zip कैसे लगेगा? It's not easy for them. Now, if you see, the apparel industry is a huge industry across the world. But then, because majority of the people are right-handed, आपने वो zip by default right-handed बनाया है. उसको आपने left-handed by default नहीं बनाया. Samrat, this is why velcros are used, but how many jackets have velcros throughout this? So you have to understand that it is difficult to cater to every minority. I'm not saying you should not. But in general, what happens is what we are talking of here. Similarly, you see, there are plus size people who need, say, triple XL, 4 times XL, 5 times XL as clothes. It's normal for them. You should get it. But obviously, the supplies for those things are limited, or either they will be really expensive. So, what we are trying to understand is the moment it is at scale, your proposition for it to be a big business increases. Remember, yesterday we were discussing about intercity deliveries of Zomato and why it failed. The reason was this only. It's not that some people don't want it, but it's some people who want it. So probably as a business, it was not being profitable for them. Make sense? But again, I'm saying this that it does not mean that it cannot be a solution for minorities. You have to be smart enough to keep it in a manner which is scalable then. All right. So first one is, does it affect more than one person? Second is, does it happen regularly? And third is, does it genuinely cause them some sort of uneasiness and frustration that they will be ready to pay for it? They should also be ready to pay for that particular problem that you're looking at. If they're not ready to pay for it, that means it cannot be monetized. All right. So these are the three major questions that one can ask ourselves when we are trying to define a problem. Clear? It should be something that a lot of people are getting affected by. Ideally, it should be something that is repeatable. And lastly, you have to look at whether people are genuinely thinking of it as a problem to be solved for. Clear? Now, these are some of the examples here. Behind every smart product is someone who said this. For example, UPI is something that every person uses in India today. In fact, अगर आप देखोगे, UPI is such a huge success in the finance domain. We are actually exporting this technology to other countries across the world. That's how successful it has become. And it's so new. I don't think it's beyond 10, 12 years ago when we started using UPI. So what has UPI done? It has reduced the issue of cash crunch and change. Okay, it has removed long ATM queues. So before UPI, this was a problem. But now with UPI, someone stood up and said that, can I remove all this and can I make payments available through phones, which can happen instantly? Someone thought this, no? जब ये exist नहीं करता था, किसी ने तो ये सोचा होगा ना? Clear? Exactly. Well said, Samrat. Successful business owners solve relatable problems. That is, they solve problems that you and I face in day to day life. जो आपको और मुझे लगता है अरे यार ये तो नॉर्मल है, उसको वो अपॉर्चुनिटी बनाते हैं एंड उसको वो सॉल्व करते हैं. Today, I don't know if you all have heard, there are startups which have started which is using rings to make payments. एक रिंग आप पहनो and ring is going to make payments. ऑलराइट. माधव, यूपीआई इज नॉट एन एमएनसी, यूपीआई इज टेक्नोलॉजी, यूपीआई कंपनी नहीं है. ठीक है. एंड नो चारू, यूपीआई फाउंडर इज नॉट विजय शेखर. विजय शेखर इज द फाउंडर ऑफ पेटीएम. यूपीआई इज अ टेक्नोलॉजी दैट द इंडियन गवर्नमेंट अंडर एनपीसीआई स्टार्टेड. ठीक है. यूपीआई अपने आप में कंपनी नहीं है. ऑलराइट. यूपीआई इज द गवर्नमेंट्स entity NPCI that started it. Clear? Similarly, no problem, Charu, that's absolutely fine. Similarly, there is paper boat. I'm sure a lot of you have had paper boat. So before paper boat identified this, most of the drinks or the sodas that we had were Western in taste, Western in flavors, etc. But they brought in the Indian flavors like Aam Panna and Jaljeera. And they were like, why can't we have Indian drinks that can be scaled at that level? Clear? So my only way of my only reason for you to go through these examples is to think in a broader manner. In just widen your horizon and go outside your, yes, Lahori Zira is a new one. Yes. Just widen your scope of thinking whenever you're looking at problems and definitions, and go beyond the obvious sometimes, guys. Go beyond the obvious. Don't just think of what is happening in and around you. Sometimes we do not have a complete idea of the possibilities of the things that can be looked at beyond your immediate circle. Okay? So we have to think bigger, we have to think wider when we are looking at problem definition. Does this make sense? Quick thumbs up if it's making sense till now. 3 question problem filter समझ में आया? 3 question problem filter, guys. Does this now give you guys clarity कि कैसे problem हम define करेंगे? How can we zero in on a particular problem? Very important, guys. अगर गलत problem choose कर लिया आपने, कितना भी अच्छा सोल्यूशन बना लो, वो आपके शेल्फ पे ही पड़ा रहेगा, वो आपके आपके वेयर हाउस में ही पड़ा रहेगा, कहीं नहीं जाएगा वो. ओके. नाउ, quick question here. I will go ahead and read one of the statements. You will give me thumbs up if it's a problem to be solved. You will give me thumbs down if it's a problem not to be solved. ठीक है. क्वेश्चन मैं पूछूंगा, आप thumbs up या thumbs down दोगे. I always lose my charger at home. Is this a problem you would want to solve as an entrepreneur? Is it a problem? Thumbs up, yes. Thumbs down, no. Guys, it's not a problem to be solved. You are careless. You are not looking at it. It's not something you're going to pay for. All right. It's a thumbs down. No need to create a solution for such things. Now, second one. My class notes are never organized. My class notes are never organized. हाँ, इसमें तो आप लोग सब थम्स अप दे दोगे कि भैया कोई मेरे क्लास नोट्स ऑर्गेनाइज कर दे, मेरा मेरा काम कर दो आके. ओके. वन वन थिंग आई टेल यू गाइस टू थिंक अबाउट. ओके. वन थिंग. हु इज गोइंग टू पे फॉर दिस? अगर ये ऐप बनता है, हु इज गोइंग टू पे फॉर दिस? इज इट द चाइल्ड? इज इट द पेरेंट एंड द स्कूल? पेरेंट और स्कूल आपको लगता है इस चीज के पैसे देगा कि मेरे बच्चों के नोट्स ऑर्गेनाइज कर दो? Do you think they will want an app to do that for them? So again, remember the last thing. ये वाला क्वेश्चन मत भूलो. Does it create so much frustration लास्ट में कि आप पे करो? You have to understand who is going to pay for it. School students don't have that money. Clear? Next. There are a lot of such solutions at college level, but they have not been successful businesses. Let me tell you that. मैंने देखा काफी college students के लिए लोगों ने लिखा है. They have not been huge successes in India right now. Okay, and I am only talking about India. Let's talk about India. Our government likes to talk about Make in India. Let's see how we can better India as a country. Okay. If it's a free app, that's not a business, no, Divisha. Let it be a free app. No one is talking about making free stuff. That's all right. We are talking about solutions that can scale. Okay. Next is my little sister interrupts my online classes. This is a genuine problem. You want to solve for it or you want to not solve for it? Let her interrupt you. Chalo, good. Every app wants me to create a new password. So this is an irritation. This is a problem. Do you want to solve for this problem? Again, there are a lot of password manager apps already on the Play Store if you'll go there. But if you see, a lot of them are not paid for because people still don't feel an urgency enough to pay for it. Number one. Number two, there is obviously a security concern also कि किसी ऐप पे मैंने अपना पासवर्ड डाला है तो are they genuinely not going to intrude into my privacy. So I genuinely doubt if this is a problem that can be solved at a mass level for retail customers. Might be helpful for B2B customers in a different manner, but not for retail ones. Next, it's hard to know which food is actually healthy. Ooh, this is interesting. I want to see who what do you say here. हेल्दी फूड का तो अभी वैसे भी बहुत ज्यादा ट्रेंड चला हुआ है. वी टॉक ऑफ शुगर, सो मेनी थिंग्स. Look up Singapore, guys, what they have done with sugar and how they have to the companies have to label it. Read that up. That's a fantastic case study to see. Personally, if you ask me, guys, it is a very big problem. Even I don't know how this is going to be solved right now. There is no app which has solved it properly and become a big business. But if that can be done, and if that can be done objectively, I think it can be a great tool to be leveraged by people. The school bell is too loud. The school bell is too loud, guys. Problem to be solved, not to be solved. Not to be solved. Exactly. It should be louder. है ना? When the Wi-Fi drops, I can't even submit my assignment. Is this a problem to be solved? Most certainly, yes. And in India, we are all facing this issue with Wi-Fi and phone networks that we are all struggling. So definitely we need a company, we need someone who can help us with proper internet connectivity and network. All of us would love to pay for that. I'm sure. Lastly, I get 20 notifications when I open Instagram. Huge problem or can be managed. I'm sure we can manage that. So you see, guys, my intention again was to go through these individual comments to make you guys understand that problems बहुत सारी आएंगी, but सारे problem से focus करना ही नहीं है अपने को. We have to zero in on one problem that you really passionately feel about and try to completely dismantle it. Whenever you are doing something, make it an attitude that you have to be the best in doing that. You should be that passionate about it. ठीक है? Moving forward, guys. This is one of the best methods that I'm going to talk about, and इस मेथड को और भी अलग अलग नामों से यूज किया जाता है. एंड अगेन लाइक आई सेड, दिस इज यूज्ड इन द कंसल्टिंग इंडस्ट्री अ लॉट. सो you will see people in big consulting firms using this methodology. It is called the onion peel method. It is also called the 5 why technique. 5 why technique. What does it do? Sometimes the problem you see is just the outer layer and the real problem is hidden underneath. So this onion peel method basically helps you peel each layer by asking why and eventually reaching the core of the problem. Eventually it makes you understand what the real problem is and definitely आप वो solve करोगे तो आपका better रहेगा response. So go to the cause or the root cause rather than the effect of that root cause. Clear? Now see this and hear me out very carefully. Again, I'm going back to before Uber days, before Ola days. The situation that that person is in, that it is very hard to get a cab. Okay? अब अगर मैं ऊबर ओनर होता शुरुआत में, go back 15 years, 20 years back. Today, when you book for a cab, 9 out of 10 times you will get a cab within 2 to 3 minutes. But this was not the case earlier. This was not the case earlier. What used to happen earlier was there were limited cabs on Uber, and hence it was hard to get a cab for every customer or potential customer in the city. So immediately, agar मैं ये देखूं, it's hard to get a cab. Your knee-jerk reaction would be, अरे यार, because we have come cabs, we have less cabs, इसलिए cabs नहीं मिल रहे, और cabs डाल दो अपने fleet में, problem solve हो जाएगा. This would have been a knee-jerk reaction. But now let me take you to the onion peel method. Immediate क्या है? It's hard to get a cab. So I asked the person why. He says, because no driver is ready to accept my ride. वो continuously move हो रहा है. Okay? Then I said, but why are they not accepting your ride? So see, I have asked him another follow-up question that why are you saying this? Why are they not accepting your ride? He's saying, because my location is far or low demand. That means I live in some outskirt. वहां पे डिमांड कब है, बहुत दूर है, इसलिए जो कैब ओनर्स हैं या ड्राइवर्स हैं वो मेरी कैब के रिक्वेस्ट को एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर रहे. ठीक है? सो आई आस्क हिम, बट व्हाई डज दिस मैटर? where your location is, why does it matter? It matters because the drivers want better earnings and closer rides. क्योंकि किसी ड्राइवर को मेरे पास आने के लिए काफी देर चलाना पड़ेगा, his time will be lost, he will not be remunerated properly, and hence he is rejecting my request. So now I realize what is the core problem. The core problem is not that there are not enough cabs, but the core problem is the system does not match the driver and the rider incentives well. As a result of which, the drivers don't want to accept these rides. As a result of which, people think because I am in low demand or far off location, people don't want to come to me. As a result, they say that it's hard to get a cab because drivers don't accept my request. So the conclusion is, if as an Uber CEO, I can make it worthwhile for drivers and fair for users, then it won't be as hard to get a cab as it seems like. Did you understand the flow, guys? कैसे हमने layers peel किए हैं? Does this make sense? Now you see how it has unveiled a genuinely different problem than what we were thinking of it to be earlier. अगर आपने इमिडिएटली खाली कैब्स बढ़ा दिए होते और इंसेंटिव्स पे वर्क नहीं किया होता, कॉस्ट तो बढ़ जाता बट सोल्यूशन नहीं निकलता. ओके, नेक्स्ट, अनदर tool that's very famous is something called Mindspace. I don't know if you've heard of this app. This is an app which helps with meditation music and all. Okay. Situation that we have is people are stressed and need to learn how to meditate. The situation that we are looking at is people are stressed and they need to learn how to meditate. So my first question, why are people not meditating? ऐसा क्या है? Why are they not meditating? Everyone knows it's good for you, then why are they not doing it? Because they say they don't have time or can't focus. Next question, why do they not have time? So again, see, it can be very irritating because you're continuously doing why. So I say they are not getting time because their schedules are packed and their meditation feels like an extra task. Okay. Why does it feel like a task? Because most solutions require commitment, self discipline, and long durations, and they're unable to figure out how to start this journey. Okay. Hence, what is the real problem? People are intimidated by the idea of meditation and don't know where to or how to start and commit to it. That is why they are not meditating. It's not because they're not getting enough time, but because they're not being able to figure out how to do it for longer hours or for a committed period of time. That's why they're running away from it. So if I can make it small and digestible for them, probably they will be able to take it up as a daily habit to meditate. And that is what Mindspace as an app did. It came out with meditation music of 5 to 10 minutes at max. जिससे लोगों को लगा कि ठीक है, for 5 minutes I can sit and meditate, for 10 minutes I can sit and meditate, because by default people think if it's meditation it has to be 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and आज के fast paced life में वो हमारे पास option ही नहीं था. So again, the problem was not that they were stressed and they needed to learn how to meditate or they did not have time. The problem was they had a different connotation regarding meditation. For it to be difficult, it needed a lot of commitment, longer hours, etc. Hence, they were not starting or embarking upon that journey. But Mindspace changed that. All right. So, guys, why we are using the onion peel method is, remember, why are we doing it? Because we want to define the right problem. अगर हमने right problem नहीं reach किया ना, तो whatever solution you build, it won't help anyone. It won't help anyone. So you see, you first used the 3-question problem filter to figure out, are a lot of people affected by it? Are a lot of people affected by it regularly? And are a lot of people ready to pay for it? And after that, you look at the onion peel method to make sure that you're hitting the core of the problem. Okay? Arnav, intimidated means scared of it, fearful. Okay? I am intimidated by you. That means I am scared of you. Empathy maps are not doing this, guys. Empathy map का इससे कोई लेना देना नहीं है. Empathy map ने आपको सिर्फ कस्टमर को बेटर जानने के लिए यूज किया था आपने. Onion peel method is peeling the layers of the problem to reach the core of the problem. That's why it is helpful for you. It has nothing to do with empathy map here. Okay? Sorry, I kept saying Mindspace. The app's name is actually Headspace. My bad. So you see, Headspace designed bite-sized 3 to 5 minute meditations. It used a friendly animated character. तो वो उन्होंने ना वो जो डर था, वो जो सीरियसनेस और मेडिटेशन की नहीं, बहुत सीरियस चीज है, ऐसे नहीं हो सकता, all that they removed. They created a gamified streak system and they built a product around consistency, not mastery. So they changed the whole packaging, they flipped it, and then people came onto this. Clear? Chaitanya, this has nothing to do with drivers. This is a different problem we are discussing. Uber wala problem finish ho gaya. This is a different problem, headspace. Okay. So now y'all can also go back. Y'all can pick a meaningful real world problem, create an empathy map for that particular prospective customer, use the onion peel method to write a clear problem statement, and then we will move into ideation. Okay. So you can create these frameworks, guys. I will give you exactly 5 minutes. Think of a problem that you would want to solve. Think of a problem you'll want to solve. After that, create a quick empathy map like this. And यहाँ पे मुझे बताना कि who will be the focal point, who will be that person for you who will solve this, who will be the person for whom you will solve this problem for. Okay? And then fill in these 4 grids. Quickly, I'm going to give you 5 minutes. Problem. You have to identify the problem you will want to solve, real world problem, create an empathy map for the user, and apply the onion peel method. Okay. It's 1841. I'll hold on till 1846 by my watch. So guys, I'm seeing a lot of you are asking how many times should we ask why. So guys, it's not a mathematical solution again कि why 3 बार पूछोगे तो आंसर आ जाएगा. Not necessarily. The idea is for us to understand that yes, it's an understanding that now after whatever 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 whys, whatever you have done, the position that you have reached is actually talking about a problem which is the core at it. वो आप प्रैक्टिस कर करके ही समझ में आएगा. इट वोंट बी अ फॉर्मूला अगेन, मैथमेटिकल फॉर्मूला नहीं है इसका कोई. वी आर नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट अ सोल्यूशन गाइस, डोंट वरी अबाउट अ सोल्यूशन राइट नाउ. सोल्यूशन डेवलप करना हम सीखेंगे आइडिएशन में. अभी हम लोग सिर्फ और सिर्फ एम्पथाइज करना एंड प्रॉब्लम डिफाइन करना देख रहे हैं. We are not talking about how to solve for anything right now. Okay? We're not going to talk about any of these things. So I'll just quickly see 1 or 2 answers that I have received. Why people throw plastic waste carelessly? Daksh Gupta. Why plastic is cheap and used everywhere? Why people so what you see is garbage on the roads and the beaches, people talking about pollution, news about harmed sea animals. What do? You use plastic bottles and bags, throw waste in dustbins. You feel sad seeing dirty surroundings, worried about the environment. Good, good. Onion peel method by Harveen is problem students stress during exams. They're under pressure to score high marks. Why are they under pressure? Because marks are considered to be very important for their future success. Why? Because society and the education system focuses more on grades than mental well-being and skills. I don't think we have reached the answer, Harveen. I think you need to go beyond this. Okay? You need to go beyond this. This is not the core problem. You have to work on this a little more. Okay, Praneeth comes up with an interesting problem. Praneeth, I don't know if you wrote something pehle bhi kya? Praneeth says the problem that he is looking at is people keep scrolling and don't spend time in their lives. The empathy map. So basically, he's trying to say that there is too much of phone. You're on the phone all the time instead of real coming out of the phone and living their lives. The empathy map is people constantly see new and interesting things that causing them to get an instant hit of dopamine. People hear catchy sounds to keep them hooked. People feel good when they watch something new, and they keep scrolling as an effect of the above three. The onion peel method that he has applied for this is why do people keep scrolling instead of spending time in their real lives? Because their phones offer instant, effortless entertainment and a quick escape from reality whenever they feel slightly bored or stressed. Layer 2, Why do they feel the need to constantly escape boredom or stress with quick entertainment? Very good question. Because real life tasks like studying, working, or even just sitting quietly require mental effort and don't give immediate rewards, making real life feel slow or overwhelming by comparison. So, why has the real life started to feel too slow or unrewarding? Because constant digital stimulation has shortened, one second, has shortened people's attention spans and lowered their tolerance for boredom, making them feel anxious or restless when they are consuming content. Praneeth, I think a couple of more whys would help you, but you're on the right track, and I really like the problem statement that you've picked up. So, good going. Good going. Nice job, guys. So, why I made you guys do this activity was just to make sure that I'm not doing theoretical stuff here, guys. You really need to understand how you leverage these tools and frameworks in your problem solving journeys. That is something that you're going to test also during your presentations as well. So it's very important that you don't just understand these tools and frameworks theoretically, but you really understand how to use and implement them in your day to day life. Clear? Moving to the third stage, which is ideation. Third stage, which is ideation. So basically what we are trying to do is, अभी तक हमने प्रॉब्लम के बेसिस पे सोचा है, आर विजन और आर परसेप्शन हैज बीन व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम. ऑलराइट, my perspective is problem oriented right now. My first step now will be to shift this to a solution centric mindset. I'm not asking you to build a solution right now, guys. Remember, अभी मैं किसी चीज को प्रॉब्लम के तरह देख रहा हूं. नाउ आई हैव टू शिफ्ट माय परसेप्शन एंड विजन एंड लुक एट इट फ्रॉम अ सॉल्यूशन सेंट्रिक पर्सपेक्टिव. क्लियर? तो अभी सॉल्यूशन डेवलप नहीं कर रहे हैं, अभी सिर्फ माइंड को हम फाइन ट्यून कर रहे हैं कि बॉस, नाउ स्टार्ट थिंकिंग अबाउट सॉल्यूशंस. आई डोंट वांट द सॉल्यूशन राइट नाउ, but start thinking about it. And the best way of doing it is, guys, the how might we framework. How might we? It is a fantastic way to frame a problem. आपको स्टेप 2 में प्रॉब्लम पता चल गया. नाउ इन स्टेप 3, my first step is to frame it in a manner which triggers your mind to think about solutions. Frame it in a manner that triggers your mind to think about solutions, possible solutions. Okay. How might we? Dekho, what happens here is, it's a technique used by designers and entrepreneurs to turn a problem into a creative question that invites solutions. So, what we are doing essentially is, I am converting a problem into a possible solution so that I stop feeling overwhelmed by it. It keeps the question open ended and it pushes you to think in terms of opportunity and not a complaint. And let's look at a couple of examples. The problem statement is, people waste too much food at home. ये तो आपने problem statement बनाया. But now I'm changing my perspective towards it. How might we help families store food better so that they don't waste it? अब देखो, ये problem centric हो गया. This is solution centric. This is problem centric. This is solution centric. This is a person who is only cribbing. This is a person who is thinking, how can I solve the situation at hand? Clear? Problem, solution, problem, opportunity. इस तरीके से सोचना है. ठीक है? Students don't like online classes. How might we make online classes more engaging for students? Automatically, if I am thinking on these lines, इसका तो solution निकल ही जाएगा ना. Clear? Similarly, my bus is always late. How might we help students track their bus in real time? Samaira, I am not asking for solutions, guys. You have to understand, be slow in deploying this. एक एक करके जा रहे हैं, अभी solution नहीं मांग रहा आपसे कोई. बहुत solutions इन तीनों चीजों के already बने हुए हैं. No one is asking you for a solution right now, guys. What I'm trying to tell you is, how you're shifting your mind and your vision or your perception from a problem centric person to a solution centric person. Clear? Turn real problems into how might we questions. देखना अब. The first one. Problem statement. Customers often abandon their carts due to long queues at decathlon stores, especially during weekends. ये problem है. Can you convert this problem into a how might we statement? Can you convert ये decathlon का जो problem है, can you convert it into a how might we statement? Quickly, guys. How might we help? One second, let me look at some answers. How might we reduce checkout time? Uh, how might we reduce? How might we make the queue shorter? Acha. How might we prepare lightweight bags to carry much stuff as possible? Hmm? How might we help customers to not live in frustration on long weekends? So see, guys, one small statement, इतना छोटा statement था, and देखो आप लोगों ने सबने अलग अलग how might we statements बना दिए. That is the power of understanding at a simpler level. And a lot of you have gone wrong in that. And it's absolutely normal. All of us have done that. All of us have been there. All right. The answer or the how might we question or the problem that we are trying to solve over here is कि अगर मैंने billing process and payment process faster कर दिया, तो obviously no one is going to abandon their carts due to long queues. So how can I do that, especially during weekends? So how might we help in making the billing process or the payment process or the exiting process from the cart faster? That is what we are trying to solve for. All right. Second one, reliability of drivers. Porter. I'm sure it's a company that all of you have seen. Uh, my request, guys, Vinayak Sharma. Uh, there is no point in doing that. Stop spamming the chat by continuously sending the same reply. Please don't do that. There are other students as well. Send in your answers once, guys. Don't spam. Porter. The problem statement that we are looking at is Porter struggled in its early days with unreliable drivers, leading to cancellations and poor customer trust. So, what is the how might we statement? Let's read some of them. Come. How might we ensure more communication between the driver, company, and customer? Is it the communication वृद्धि? Really? Is it really the communication that we are looking at? सोचो थोड़ा सा, ठीक है? How might we reduce checkout timings? Oh, this one is the previous one, no problem. How might we make a system that identifies unreliable drivers? Okay. Mehul, rather than identifying unreliable drivers, can we identify why they are unreliable? अगर वो पता चल गया तो हो सकता है आपने उसको सॉल्व किया तो जो अभी अनरिलायबल है वो रिलायबल बन जाएंगे. Clear? So if I'm trying to address the core of the issue, then I probably will convert those unreliable drivers to reliable drivers. Not all of them, but some of them for sure. How might we gain customer trust? Customer trust is broken because unreliable drivers है शिवानी. तो unreliable drivers को आप reliable बना दोगे customer trust आ जाएगा. So it's the problem is not about customer trust. So see guys, zeroing in on the right problem is very very important. If you land up you choosing the wrong problem, again solution नहीं निकलेगा. Your problem will still persist. Clear? How might we hire better drivers? Going on the right track, Anaya, that if I can create a process जहां पे हम शुरुआत में ही certain traits identify कर पाए जिससे हमें पता चले कि हाँ ये ड्राइवर्स रिलायबल होंगे ये ड्राइवर्स कैंसिलेशन नहीं करेंगे तो we can probably reduce cancellations and hence get more customer trust. Great. But I'm glad that you guys are trying and that's how you learn. So thank you so much for these answers coming in. How can, one second, how can we know why customers are not using application with 100% insurance? Assurance, sorry. Last one that I'm going to talk about is zero dha. Vinayak, you're doing the same thing again. If it's a problem, let me know. You can stop messaging here. But if you're doing this again and again, I will ask you to leave. I'm telling you, and I'm very serious. I don't like to get spammed in the chat box. Other children are also writing. It becomes difficult for me to respond to them. So stop doing that. If you're doing it purposely, it will take me a second to move you out of the session. Zerodha. Zerodha is a complex stock market for beginners. That's the problem they're trying to solve. And the problem statement they have, guys, is Many young Indians are interested in investing but find traditional stock market platforms confusing and intimidating. So can we convert this into a how might we statement? I'm sure this would be interesting. Zerodha तो सबको पता है ना? All of you know about Zerodha, I'm assuming. How might we make traditional stock market more engaging? Okay. How might we spread awareness to the traditional market to young audience? Very good. How might we improve our systems to make it efficient for beginners? Very nice point, Anaga. I hope I've taken your name properly. How might we create platforms that are easy to understand? Janvi, make it more specific, है ना? How might we create trading platforms or stock trading platforms? ठीक है, platforms for what? So we have to be very specific. ठीक है? Otherwise, the approach is correct. How might we create a tutorial at the beginning of the application? So, COVID, आपने solution दे दिया यहाँ पे. Understand? You have not converted into a how might be problem. You have given a solution. You have zeroed in ki tutorial ही solution है. Right now we don't know that. A tutorial might be a solution, might not be the solution. Okay, so understand. How might we is simply flipping the problem statement into a how might we question. It is not converting it into a solution right now. I hope COVID I have made sense to you. How can we make stock market easier to understand? Okay, nice. Good answers, guys. Good answers. Now, I am going to pause. We can stop the how might we question thing, guys. Thank you so much. We are pausing there. I'll just take a 2 minute break. I want you all in those 2 minutes. We have covered the whole second step, and we have started with the third step. How might we? So you have done three frameworks today, guys. Onion peel method, three question problem filter, and the how might we statement. Okay? How might we statement. Adya, your messages are visible, beta. I might have missed your messages, so apologies for that because I'm getting a lot of them, but your messages are certainly visible. Okay? Coming back, we have done three frameworks till now. We have done the complete second step. Just sit back for 2 minutes. Yes, Vihan, everyone's messages are visible. Don't worry, guys. Your messages are visible. Absolutely. So just sit with it for 2 minutes. Ask me a couple of questions that you feel are relevant for whatever we have covered till now today. पुराना question मत करना please. आज का ही करना. वो करना फिर हम scamper method पे जाएंगे because this is the most important ideation technique you're going to learn in this particular program. So I would want to give absolutely unfiltered, क्या बोलते हैं? I don't want any sort of questions coming in between when I'm doing scamper. ठीक है? धीरे धीरे करेंगे. It's a long framework. We'll do that. But before that, I'll give you guys 2 minutes to take a breather. I'll also take a breather. Think about the three frameworks we have covered and any questions around that, guys. Okay? Uh, I'll pause for 2 minutes. Thanks a lot. Okay, guys, I'm back. I can see a lot of questions are already here. देखते हैं कुछ कुछ को मैं उठाने की कोशिश करता हूँ. Pranay, how do I know if people will actually pay for the service or not? Is आपने जब एम्पैथी मैप बना रहे होगे वहां से आपको पहला हिंट मिलता है गाइस. सेकेंड इज जब आप वो सोल्यूशन डेवलप कर लेते हो और जब आप प्रोटोटाइप बना के टेस्टिंग फेज में जाते हो ना, दैट्स वेयर यू एक्चुअली गेट द राइट आंसर. ठीक है? कि क्या प्राइसिंग हो पाएगा, कितना कितना वो पे कर रहे हैं नहीं कर रहे हैं. सो दोज थिंग्स विल बी टेकन अप देयर. नहीं नहीं विहान, आई एम नॉट आस्किंग यू फॉर एनी फोटो ऑफ द वर्क. इट वाज जस्ट अ एक्टिविटी दैट आई हैड गिवन यू गाइस. आई डोंट वांट एनी फोटोज. दैट्स ऑल राइट. So again, quickly, I can see a lot of people are asking me about the onion peel framework again. Onion peel framework, guys, is simply going deeper into the core of the problem to actually identify the root cause. It is also called the root cause analysis. कि आपको बुखार है, ये इशू नहीं, ये दिस इज नॉट द प्रॉब्लम. आपको बुखार क्यों हुआ इज द प्रॉब्लम. तो दैट क्यों हुआ या क्या है इज व्हाट वी आर ट्राइंग टू रीच, गाइस. That is what the onion peel method helps you reach. So if you see, When you visit a doctor, the doctor asks you why you did this, acha, why did you did this, or kya kiya, or kya kiya. So there is a chain of questions that he or she asks you to reach the problem at the core of it. Agreed? So that is what we are trying to do with the onion peel method. कि हो सकता है जो हमने शुरू में सोचा हो वो करेक्ट हो. आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट ऑलवेज यू विल बी highlighting the wrong or the incorrect question, but the idea is to be doubly sure. That's why that particular method helps you. Okay. Samira, your question is, please tell us how Blinkit and Zepto succeeded when they both have found the solutions for this to the same problem. Samira, we have to understand that there can be multiple people solving the same problem in the world. ऐसा नहीं है कि एक कंपनी ने एक प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर दिया तो कोई और कंपनी वहां नहीं आ सकती. It does not mean that. Okay. In fact, tomorrow when I will be giving you some projects, you will see that the same problem or the same problem statement that I'm going to give you, more than two teams will be working on the same thing. ऐसा होगा. So you have to understand that the same problem can be solved by multiple companies. They may all have the same solution. They may have a different solution. That's fine. But it does not mean that if one company has solved for one solution, that does not mean there cannot be other companies in it. If you see, if I'm talking of only, say, for example, Zomato and Swiggy, because right now in that industry, majorly these are the only two players in India. If I take a poll here, which I will not, so don't spam the chat. There will be a lot of people who will say I only use Zomato. There will be a lot of people who say I only use Swiggy, or at least I prefer. Okay. Okay, I have a question from Samrat. What if a person is trying to solve a problem which will definitely occur in the future, but no one is willing to pay for it right now, even though it is cheaper to start solving it now in the present? So Samrat, it happens. This happens, and this has happened in the past as well, that some people have come up with solutions ahead of time. So that means जो हमारा third point था ना, that people probably today are not frustrated enough with that problem, hence they are not ready to pay for it. And a classic thing about that is the companies that have worked on the environment safety or hazard wala angle. They've been working on it for the. So when I was in school 20 years back, we used to talk of global warming. तब से चल रहा है. Global warming is not a new phenomena. It's a very, very old phenomena. But when we used to talk about that, then hardly anyone cared about it, hardly anyone spoke of it. But today you will see it's a household discussion that, oh, temperatures have gone up to 40, 45 degrees in the summers. It has gone down to 2, 3, 4 degrees in the winters. There is more temperate climate that's happening in India. So it's a result of global warming. So now people are rising to that thought process. So the solutions that were developed 15, 20 years ago, that's why at that time not ready. Many people were frustrated enough or hampered enough to pay for it, and hence it was not a good business opportunity then. Clear? Last question I will take and then we'll move to Scamper. देखते हैं किसका ले रहे हैं. Whose question will come in? Guys, I'm not repeating any frameworks. आपको recording मिलेगा, वो frameworks आप वहां से देख लेना. I'm not going to repeat any of them right now. Paucity of time is there. You can have a look at the recordings. Suryansh has asked a very good question. I'll take that up. Suryansh has asked, I wanted to ask, is it always necessary to think of an idea which provides a business model? No, Suryansh, absolutely not. Design thinking is not entrepreneurship. You have to understand. We are taking entrepreneurship together because वो easily relatable हो जाता है. You have to understand that you have to think of a problem that will add value. ठीक है? Because आप समझो एक चीज, whatever problem you are trying to solve, and I'm not talking of it from a business perspective. Whatever problem you're trying to solve, it's going to take your resources, maybe time, maybe effort, maybe money, whatever. The point is, if it creates more value for you or for other people in it, and that value may not be monetary value, okay? It has to be value in terms of satisfaction or solution oriented value that person is getting for the problem that you've identified. Okay? If the value creation is more than the resources that you're spending, it's absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine. I hope I've answered your question, Suryansh. So it need not necessarily be a business problem I'm talking of. That's why I said design thinking is problem solving. Design thinking is not business. Design thinking is not job. Design thinking is problem solving. That's it. It can be problem solving for an NGO, for a cause you feel strongly about. It can be a problem solving thing for a business. It can be a problem solving for a particular thing in your job. It can be anywhere. Clear? Okay, let us now move forward with Scamper, guys. Again, Scamper is a framework. Multiple companies use this. And it is not a single framework actually. Scamper ka all these 7 letters stand for one method on its own. Okay? And again, when you will be working with Scamper as a technique, you may not use all the 7 letters of Scamper every time. So don't forcefully include all the 7 letters. It might be that आप उसमें से 2 ही यूज कर रहे हो या 4 ही यूज कर रहे हो या 3 ही यूज कर रहे हो, and that's fine. Because like I said, all these 7 methods that I'm going to teach you in Scamper are all deployable in different businesses. Clear? So let's move forward with Scamper first. So like I said, a Scamper is a checklist of 7 creative thinking triggers. It helps us think beyond the obvious by nudging us in different directions, which helps us modify, improve, and invent newer versions of existing ideas or create new ideas also. Okay? We can use it when we are stuck with half-baked ideas, we want to explore multiple possibilities, or we want to tweak or improve something familiar या some existing solution में मुझे कोई प्रॉब्लम है और उसको मैं ट्वीक करना चाह रहा हूं. ठीक है? Charvi, it's not about whether it is possible, it's about whether it is required. Again, अगर requirement है आप use करो, but अगर requirement नहीं है, don't force it. Okay? Scamper is like a mental toolbox. Okay? It helps you understand the ideas decent, or maybe you're redesigning something already out there. Each letter of Scamper stands for a different way to look at your idea and someone else's product. So let me start with it one by one. The first letter S stands for substitute. Substitute, okay? The first letter in Scamper starts for substitute. Guys, don't post any questions, Abhi. I'll not be looking at the chat. Let me go uninterrupted here. The first letter of Scamper, S, stands for substitute. Basically, ये उन businesses के लिए है where there is an existing product or service and you want to replace one component of their product or process or idea with another. कि आप एक प्रोसेस या प्रोडक्ट में एक या कुछ चीजें आप चेंज करना चाहते हो एंड सब्स्टिट्यूट करना चाहते हो विद समथिंग डिफरेंट. एंड अ क्लासिक एग्जांपल ऑफ दिस वाज नेटफ्लिक्स. नेटफ्लिक्स ने क्या किया? नेटफ्लिक्स सॉ दैट पीपल यूज टू हायर दीज फिजिकल डीवीडीज टू वॉच मूवीज ऑन रेंट एंड दे सेड ये फिजिकल डीवीडीज का बार बार जाके डिलीवर करना, रिकलेक्ट करना एंड ऑल दैट इज अ बिग हैसल. So it substituted the physical DVDs with online movies or series, whatever. So they saw that shift in the consumer behavior and replaced physical delivery with on-demand streaming. Netflix खुद से DVDs करता था पहले, ऐसा नहीं है, did not do DVDs earlier. But it saw that people were now more attuned to having on-demand streaming in their apps or on their webs on their televisions rather than going outside to rent a physical DVD. So they substituted that physical DVD with on-demand streaming on the web. So और कुछ उन्होंने change नहीं किया. So they just substituted a part of that full process. And today, obviously, all of us know about Netflix. It's a no-brainer that it was a fantastic shift. ठीक है? It was a fantastic shift. Clear? So हमने physical DVDs को, guys, do you all know CD? So I have a question from Arnav. What's a DVD? पहले ना physical ऐसे बड़े cassettes आते थे. There used to be physical big cassettes and that you used to insert in a DVD player and then a movie used to play. अब वो physical DVDs नहीं आते because we have substituted that with movies online. So it's very similar. I'm sure you all have used pen drive, but now putting that through Bluetooth, transferring files online through WhatsApp is so easy that pen drives अब कितने use होते हैं ना? So you have replaced hardware with online stuff. Clear? So that is the power of substitution. Letter 1. Next, स्कैम्पर में एस के बाद सी, सी मीन्स कंबाइनिंग, सी मीन्स कंबाइनिंग. Combining basically means mixing features or services or elements from different sources to create a powerful new solution. So mixing features, services, and elements of different sources and putting them together. Classic example is Swiggy started as a food delivery app. They took over Instamart and embedded their services to also deliver grocery now. पहले नहीं करते थे, but now that's a platform that does food delivery also, grocery delivery also. Similarly, Zomato and Blinkit. So they combined two different processes together and served it at this on the same platform to obviously increase their revenue size and profitability eventually. Clear? Next is adapt. Taking an existing idea from a different field or industry and tweaking it to solve a problem in your industry. This was a classic example that I picked up: bullet trains and the kingfisher bird. So again, you can go online and you will see there are small reels and videos made on this. बुलेट ट्रेन में अगर आप देखोगे ना, सामने द वे इट्स डिजाइंड, इट हैज अ ह्यूज नोज इन द फ्रंट, वेरी सिमिलर टू द किंगफिशर बर्ड. दैट हेल्प्स यू, दैट हेल्प्स यू pass the through the thermodynamics. It helps you move through it faster and the speed is not compromised upon compared to other trains जिनका flat nose होता है. Tweaking, Ashna, means changing it a little, changing it a little, nothing else. All right. It is also called mimicry, that is adapting design, biomimicry, that is adapting design solutions from nature to solve for human problems. Clear? So S stands for substituting, यानी कि प्रोसेस में से एक पार्ट हटा के कुछ और डाल दिया. Combining means दो डिफरेंट चीजों को साथ ले आए. Adapting means taking a cue from some other place and deploying it in your industry. Moving to the next, modifying. Modifying. So Manya, it's not necessarily copy. And also, you have to understand that copying always is not a wrong thing. If it is working well somewhere and if you have learned something there, why should we not adopt that? No, it's not a crime. Okay. Tweak the size, shape, color, feel, or any property, make something bigger or smaller or different. So basically, for example, when Apple introduced the iPod's click wheel, where thousands of songs could be put into your pocket. So Bhavi, the major difference between adapting and modifying is, adapting is आपने और कोई इंडस्ट्री से कुछ सीखा या और कोई एब्सोल्युटली अनरिलेटेड प्रोडक्ट से कुछ सीख के आप अपने इंडस्ट्री में लेके आए हो. मॉडिफाइंग मीन्स अभी जो चल रहा है उसी को चेंज करना. Naisha, you have to understand plagiarism is if you're doing something, copying something which you're not allowed to copy. That is plagiarism. But if you're learning something from someone and then implementing it without violating their intellectual property, that's not plagiarism. Clear? By modifying how users interacted with music, how it was presented, they created a product that redefined portable music. So earlier, I understand a lot of you might not be able to relate with this is because आपके phones में आजकल हजारों गाने आ जाते हैं. But earlier, Adya, I'll come to that question of yours. Could this come under stealing? No. Again, I'll come to that thing. Okay. iPod was very, very powerful when it was introduced because before that, storing 100 songs also was very difficult because that was not a possibility back then. Today, it is possible. So you have to understand the example that I've taken is not set in 2020s. It is set in late 1990s and early 2000s. Clear? Now, Adya, coming to your question that if we adapt something, is it stealing? Not necessarily. Again, if you are copying someone's business idea that they have shared with you in confidence to understand your perception of it, then it is stealing. But if you know that this process is working on a particular method or an industry, and you feel that यहाँ से अगर मैं कुछ सीख के इसको यहाँ पे implement कर सकता हूँ या कर सकती हूँ without violating, again, I'm saying this, without violating their intellectual property, then it's absolutely a legal thing to do. That's not a problem. No one is going to say anything to you. Okay. Next is put to another use. Put to another use is, can an existing product or idea be used for something completely different or a new context? For example, I am sure all of you have seen bubble wraps. Bubble wraps are used widely across the world for packaging right now. But bubble wrap जब बना था ना, bubble wrap was not used for packaging. Bubble wrap, when it was primarily made, it was made to create greenhouse insulation. Today, it is used for packaging. All right, clear? So if I can put a particular commodity or a service to another use, then obviously I'm reinventing the wheel. That's a fantastic thing if you can do that. Second last letter is E. E for eliminate. Eliminate means, can I remove something from the process to simplify it? Or can I stop doing something in my product yet my product will work? So इसका मतलब है उसकी जरूरत नहीं है, वो unnecessary cost है मेरा. So if I can eliminate such things from my features or my processes, then it makes it more efficient, it makes it more cost effective, and it makes it faster to deploy as well. Okay. Yes, Siona, sometimes put to another use can be discovered accidentally. Yes, it does happen. It does happen. And last bit is rearrange. Can you change the order of the processes, the layout of the product, or who does what? That is reversing the roles and rethinking timelines to create some surprising innovations. And a classic example is eating out. So, in general, restaurants, when you go, you eat first and then you pay the bill. But McDonald's was one of the first eating outlets which started with that you have to pay first and then eat later. So they rearranged the whole process. They rearranged the whole process. Clear? So, quick summary of Scamper over here, guys. Quick summary of Scamper. Just read through this slide. I will again hold for 2 to 3 minutes. Just see these, read uh, aloud wherever you're sitting, and think about each one of them individually. After that, I'll come to your questions. Okay, guys, back. So I'll just take some questions that are already posted by you. Scamper method. Before I take the question, scamper method समझ में आया सबको? It's not a single method, 7 things in one method, guys. Every single letter that you're looking at, substitute, combine, adapt, modify, put to another use, eliminate, rearrange, is a different business strategy or thought process altogether. All of them individually. Okay? Now I'll come back to it one by one once again, and I'm sure बहुत सारे questions उसी से answer हो जाएंगे. Substitute में देखो क्या लिखा है मैंने, swap one or more elements for another. So if I have an existing solution, उसमें मैंने कुछ चीजें हटा के नई चीजें वहां लाई हैं, because either new technology came in, or the users changed, or the perception changed, or the problem statement changed. Hence, we had to substitute something or the other from the existing one. That is where substitute comes as a powerful framework. Combine basically is, we try to bring in two similar processes or ideas or features together to put it in one place. जिसका एग्जांपल हमने लिया जोमेटो, ब्लिंकिट और स्विगी इंस्टामार्ट. So they're bringing in two different ideas in a similar space and putting it to use together. Clear? Adapt is when you borrow from other contexts or industries. आपने वहीं से नहीं किया है, आपने कहीं और से एकदम अलग कोई दुनिया से कुछ सीखा, आपने देखा अच्छा this works very well here, why can't I implement it here? So you have adapted a different thing altogether into your zone, into your industry, into your business. Clear? Modify is simply tweaking or altering the shape, feel, or scale of a particular solution that you have at length. That's it, nothing else. So कुछ आपने हल्का सा modify किया, enhance किया, जिसके कारण उसका impact आ रहा है. Put to another use, as it says, is repurpose something for a new use altogether. कि पहले ये इस चीज के लिए यूज होता था, अब इस चीज के लिए यूज हो रहा है. Clear? Eliminate means removing unnecessary parts from the products or the processes. कि भाई ये unnecessary है, इसको हटा दो, इससे my cost will reduce or my delivery will be faster. Either ways. Clear? And last is rearranging, that is changing the order or the process or the layout. Either ways, it helps. So it is generally useful for big supply chain networks when you're putting in key. पहले ए बी सी डी कर रहे थे हम, बट अब ए सी बी डी करने से कॉस्ट कम लग रहा है या फास्टर प्रोसेस मूव हो रहा है. So if you change the process or the order or the layout, it sometimes helps you utilize things better. Clear? So these are the 7 frameworks within Scamper that we look at. And like I said, you might use one of it, you might use 3 of them, you might use 5 of them, given your situation that you'll be looking at. Mazin, can we use Scamper in already established businesses? Yes, it is used. It is widely used for businesses that are already running. Okay? Tisha asks me, can a single product use multiple scamper actions at the same time, or is it better to focus on just one idea? No. A single product can use more than one of these letters as well. It need not necessarily use only one. It can use a combination of more than one as well. Not a problem. Put to another use and combine तो completely different हो गया ना guys. Put to another use is आपके existing product को आपने कुछ और चीज में लगा दिया. कंबाइन मीन्स आपने एक और प्रोडक्ट या एक और सर्विस को अपने प्रोडक्ट में ऐड करके दोनों को आप साथ में ऑफर कर रहे हो, तो दीज आर कंप्लीटली डिफरेंट थिंग्स. रिहान, सी, द कोर आइडिया फॉर ऑल द 7 of them is to make your service or the product better. That is the core idea for all of them. There can be certain overlaps that you're looking at, but they're all different in their own ways. Now, one question that I'm getting a lot is, how does Rearrange help with McDonald's? How does Rearrange help with McDonald's? A lot of people have asked me this question. So, guys, you have to understand, again, it's about you going back in time and thinking about what used to happen in the 90s, 60s, 70s, 80s, when a select few people used to go out for dining, and the pay. So you have to understand the psychology here from a credit risk perspective. That first they used to serve dinner, which used to take longer time. Hence, people are coming, sitting, order करने में वो 10 मिनट लगा रहे हैं. फिर वो order हो रहा है, तब तक they are occupying your table. And then when they have dinner or lunch, whatever the meal is, it takes about 40-45 minutes. And then again, it is taking 10-12 minutes to pay that particular bill that comes. All right. Instead, what's happening at McDonald's is the person is now coming. You've removed waiters. Okay. The person is coming to your kiosk. He or she is placing the order, which obviously takes lesser time. It's not occupying your tables. They are paying up immediately at that time, which fastens the process. It's all about, guys, you have to understand what is the core of a restaurant business. रेस्टोरेंट बिजनेस का कोर है, अगर मैं एक टेबल पे 10 फैमिलीज को सर्व कर सकता हूं एक दिन पे, विजवी एक और टेबल, एक और रेस्टोरेंट जो एक टेबल पे 25 फैमिलीज को सर्व कर सकता है एक दिन पे, so that turnaround time for a table is lesser. So they are obviously going to earn faster than me for that same area that they are utilizing, assuming we are charging the same price. So the moment you change the order, it kind of flips the way the business is being run. And I'm not saying that all restaurants should do this, guys. You have to understand. Different restaurants have a different way of giving experience to their customers. I would not like to go into a 5-star restaurant and over there, if they expect me to walk up to the chef to place an order, I would not like that. So quick service restaurants are a different, they are called QSRs. They're a different breed altogether. Similarly, fine dine are a different breed. So McDonald's was one of the first ones which came up with this QSR. And that's why the process alteration that happened, which made it faster for them to quickly serve you with these things and earn out of the same area that other restaurants weren't able to. So process and order, just don't think कि आप पहले पे कर रहे हो बाद में पे कर रहे हो. That's not the only thing that has happened. Again, go deeper into it. Go deeper into it. All right. Couple of more questions, guys. I'll take. Let me see if there is something different. Manya, I didn't understand your question. You asked me, what if we seek out a very common, relevant problem, but people are interested in investing in it? Yeah, people are not interested. So that means you have not got the right problem, na Manya? That means it's not frustrating them enough. Remember the third question in the three question problem filter. It's not frustrating them enough to pay for it. It's not creating a big hazard to them. That's all right. So they'll not be ready to pay for it. Simple as that. Or they do not have the wherewithal to pay for it. They're ready to accept that problem with them. Guys, everyone's questions are visible, but it's not possible for me to take all the questions. So don't think that your question is not visible. Some of them get skipped. Guys, what if I know a problem but I don't know how to solve it? Then you need to go out of that because it's not made for you. Like I said, desalination of water is a huge problem and everyone knows world mein wo chahiye. But can all of us do it? Probably not. So move to another problem. You're not made to solve that problem, and that's all right. That is absolutely fine. Last question. Guys, don't send me any more questions. I have enough questions here. I'm going to pick one from the top. ठीक है, नए questions और मत डालना. And I don't want answers here, but once you're done with the session for today, try and look at more use cases for all of these letters individually. मैंने आपको एक एक दिए हैं. Obviously, there can be many more. ठीक है? Soumya, I'll just take your question. Can we use this whole stuff in one product? Again, like I said in the beginning, अगर आपको relevant लग रहा है, आप Scamper के सारे frameworks use कर सकते हो, करो, but don't force feed it, guys. It's not necessary that you will have to use all of them. I personally have not come across any solution जिसमें सातों लगने चाहिए. ठीक है? All right. I'll pause here for day because I don't want to start a new framework. वो मैं complete नहीं कर पाऊंगा. I'll pause here. I will again revise what we have done till today, done for today. I'll stop sharing my screen. So, guys, we started the day with the second step in design thinking, which is defining the problem. All right. After empathizing and understanding your customer, it's very important that you define the right problem. And for that, we saw two very, very powerful frameworks. One is the 3 question problem filter, and the other one that we follow it up with is the onion peel method, which helps you reach the core of the problem. Once you have defined a strong, powerful statement, which is a problem that you want to solve, you then move to the third step, which is ideation, जहां पे आप पहले how might we statement बनाते हो. That is, you're just simply converting the problem into a how might we question. That if people chew tobacco all the time, that's a huge problem for you. How might we change the minds of people so that they don't chew so much tobacco or don't consume tobacco? So I'm just converting it into how might we framework. I'm not answering or finding solutions here. Okay? Then we move to the first framework where actually we start thinking about ideas or solutions, which is where the scamper method came in. And Scamper itself is 7 frameworks put together in one framework. Substitute, combine, adapt, modify, put to another use, eliminate, and rearrange. You might use some of them, you might use one of them, you might use all of them, depending on the requirement that you have for the problem that you are trying to solve. I hope this makes sense. My again 2 cents for today's session would be, once you go back, if you've identified 1 or 2 problems that you resonate with, try and implement these frameworks on them. Try and implement these frameworks on them. Try to talk to more people around you who can give you more insights into the problem you're trying to solve. Maybe they are the users, maybe they have dealt with the same problems, so that it gives you more perspective about that particular problem that you're thinking about. All right. Try and do these things, guys. Again, my request would be, if you like 2 or 3 things from today's session, make sure in the next 2 days or 3 days you implement them in some place or the other. कहीं ना कहीं उसको यूज करोगे आप तो it will go back to your muscle memory. The more you use it, it becomes second nature to you. All right. Shubham, you want to come in?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Vedant. Uh, thank you for the wonderful session. And thank you everyone else for joining and participating actively. Before I conclude, I would like to make a request to everyone to join our WhatsApp community. I'm about to send the link. Uh, here the WhatsApp community is to stay updated about upcoming sessions regarding the recordings as well, and all the important information regarding the internship will be shared here. So this is the link. Please join. And once again, thank you everyone for the participation.
Yeah. I hope you all enjoyed the session, guys. Quick thumbs up if you liked it. Thumbs down also works. If you didn't, that's absolutely fine. Uh, Quick feedback would help. And again, we'll meet tomorrow. Make sure you all are taking notes properly. I really expect that. I know Arun sir has been speaking very highly of you guys, and I can see that from your questions as well. So make sure that you're making proper notes of these sessions because that would be required later on, guys. Please. So uh, if we again apologies, I know I missed some questions. It's almost impossible for me to read all of them, but not done it intentionally for anyone. I've had some great questions. I try to pick up the best ones that I feel which will help all of us. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone. We are about to close. Bye bye. Have a good night.